too niche or not too niche? That is the question. Should you niche down? Do you need a niche as a personal brand? My name is Tamira Hamilton and I blog about the business of you. And in my video series, You Are the Brand, You Are the Content, You Are the Algorithm, I came up with another you are. You are the niche, okay? And so the whole understanding of this video that we're doing right now is if you should, in fact, or not, have a niche as a personal brand and how to determine that niche. I've already given it away, as I always do. My belief is you are the niche, and I'm going to explain all of that to you. But before I do, I want to give you where this whole concept of getting paid to live comes from. It comes from a brand and a woman who just turned either 82 or 83, who is slaying to the gods all the time, who was the first octogenarian to be the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover girl, and that is Martha Stewart, whose entire brand is Martha Stewart Living. Okay, I don't know that I understood Martha Stewart Living back in the 90s when I was first exposed to it, but Martha Stewart Living is not only a brand, it was at one point a brand valued at least $1 billion, right? And Martha, regardless of what you think about her, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to go on a little tangent here. If we're for empowering women, we need to empower women all the way through. Martha might have gone to prison for doing things that she was not the only one doing, and she was made an example of because she was a woman, in my opinion. So she went, she hasn't gone back, and she does a lot of great things, and I really, like, you can't talk about Martha, you can't talk about Oprah, you can't talk about Michelle. I don't play that, right? And Martha has done Martha, and y'all leave Martha alone. You know, all the stuff about whether or not she had plastic surgery and all this stuff on the Sports Illustrated cover. Name a Sports Illustrated cover model who is not photoshopped. I'll wait, okay? And while I'll wait, I'm going to come back to the whole Martha Stewart Living brand, okay? Because that's literally what Martha does. Martha gets paid to live, right? If Martha's talking about it on social media, Martha is getting paid, right? You might think of Martha, you might think of restaurants, you might even think of like home decor and cookware and that. But Martha has her hands in a lot of things, right? Her entire brand is built around her life, her recipes, her entertaining. Everything about this woman is branded, right? You know, she posts a Mercedes on her Instagram. Martha has that Mercedes. And Martha is getting paid. Odds. They turned on the music. We didn't want that. We don't want Drake blasting in this video, okay? So Martha Stewart Living is a great example of, tell me exactly what is her niche, because Martha has her hands in everything, right? Frozen dinners, skincare. You know, Martha is the brand. Martha is the niche. And there's this argument about not having legacy play when you are the brand, and it's tiresome and this and that. But when you do it right, it's not. When you do it right, it can be a legacy. I mean, Martha, like I said, at one point, being worth nearly $1 billion. I mean, you can't have a conversation about Martha Stewart Living without talking about Oprah and Harpo Studios and what Oprah has done with monetizing herself and her life, okay? These are some powerhouse women, right? I'll tell you another example of the whole you are the niche is Khadeen and Devale Ellis. If you're not familiar with them, how I first came across them was this video, the cutest video ever, of Devale, who is the husband and father of their now 4 whole boys. He was getting the kids ready and off to school when they were still living in Brooklyn without Kay, his wife. She must have been at that time somewhere doing a makeup for someone else, because she was a makeup artist at one point. And he was just explaining the whole getting the kids ready for school and that. And Cairo, their second oldest son, was a little baby. He was not even 1. And oh my God, I just fell in love with his face. And he was sitting there looking so cute the whole time. And that's how I came to know them. And then I found them over on Instagram, and I've been following them religiously ever since. And they don't have a niche. They have several themes that are part of their brand, which is typically what a brand does, right? They typically have 5 different, at least, ideal customer avatars and segments that they really leverage and build relationship with to make their brand a powerhouse. And so they have different niches, like they talk about parenting, they talk about, Devale is an ex-NFL player and their marriage and how long they've been together and how they met. They travel, and they share their entire life, what it seems like, right? I don't think anyone ever shares their entire life, but they're very transparent about their life, their relationship, parenting, their children. You see intergenerational relationships because her parents at times often live with them. They've got close relationship with his sibling, her siblings, his parents, right? So their entire family is basically supporting characters to their content. And it is so wholesome, but with that millennial spin on it, right? So they're like the modern day version of Cliff and Claire Huxtable, and they look just as good. Let me tell you, this is a really good looking couple, right? And so they have literally monetized their life to the point that he is also an actor and he's on a BET TV show, and it's just a very good example of you are the niche, okay? And so I've kind of given it away. That's what being the niche is you're going to pick these 3, 5, probably no more than 7 themes that you are going to play into your social media content creation. They're a part of your brand identity, and they are literally your niche. This is important because, especially in today's economy with inflation and housing prices and all these things going on, you need to go broader rather than burrowing down on a niche. You want to go broader and catch more fish that way, okay? So you are the niche. Let's see what else I have here in my notes. Because it's all about productization, and that's you being the product, right? And so it's about, and I talked about this in the You Are the Algorithm video, it's about you just sharing your daily routines, you sharing, little day-to-day snippets of what's happening in your life with your children, if you're comfortable showing them. Not everyone is, right? So thank you. Thanks, Elaine. So you are the niche is literally you getting paid to live your life. So what are the things that make up your life, right? So if you had to sit down and write 5, 7, 10 chapters of your life, what would those 5, 7, 10 chapters be about, right? For me, my family and my grandchildren, my adult children are definitely a huge part of that. My parents, especially my dad, is always a supporting character. And with that, I do maintain people's, right for privacy and all that too. Everybody knows that I love tacos. I get tagged on taco stuff like all the time. And in my inbox, people send me taco stuff because I love tacos. There was a time when Wonder Woman would be a part of my niche because I still love Wonder Woman very much. Y'all, I've just put my cape down though. At almost 50, I've decided I don't want to be anybody's hero, including my own. I'm more into playing the damsel in distress these days. Yes, I need help. I am open and receptive to receiving help. It's not an easy walk for somebody like me. I'm still healing, because that is actually one of my themes. Is I talk a lot about healing. I provide a lot of inspiration. I've talked about how you don't come from a place of where you're still hurt and wounded. You always want to come from a place where you can talk about it and not cry. Okay. I talk about health and wellness. I share a lot about my own journey with weight loss, with going through the change and what that has looked like, what brought that about for me at such a young age. And, and I share humor with it too, right? Being near the beach, lake, water, and traveling are also definitely a part of my niche because I love to do those things. And I'm one of those crazy people that, yes, what I do is a part of my niche. I love marketing. I absolutely love marketing, right? And so how this comes into play with monetization by because I'm not a person, like a lot of people think I'm an extrovert. I'm very much an introvert, which is also a part of my niche, okay? I am very much an introvert, and a lot of people don't believe me when I tell them that. They won't believe me until they are on a long car ride with me, until they are on vacation with me, and they see that this, what you see on camera, is not what you see day to day. What you see day to day, there are moments where I will open up and I can be very chatty, but for the most part, your girl is in her head. Your girl is very much in her head, okay? And so I've made that a part of my niche, and I used to be one of those people like, how do I share more of who I am? How do I make people be able to connect with me? Because that's not always something that was very easy for me to do. So why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because I have found a way to do it on social media that is still very authentic, but I still get to have some boundaries. I still get to have some privacy. I still get to keep some things to myself. There are moments and events that I won't even pull out my phone and take a whole lot of pictures or record anymore, because I really want to have that memory up here and in my heart. And when I do pull out the phone and the camera, I might not share it for months or weeks later until I feel safe, secure. And it's not really safety and security, but it is until I feel comfortable sharing that, until I'm ready to share that with people, right? So I still have to maintain a certain level of intimacy, but by doing these things, I know that I would have a much tougher time building online. And in fact, there was a time when I did struggle more building online, because people weren't, they were just getting the business, they were just getting the information, they were getting high value, but there was not that heart to heart, that person to person, that I like her, you know, she's got a personality. Not a lot of that was coming through, because I just was very focused on being the best marketer in the world, right? And so I've had to learn to share more of myself and just make it a part of it. And it's become really fun. And memes actually helped me do a lot of that, okay? But I am the niche, okay? And one of the things I need you to understand when you are the niche is that you can start out being the niche. It can become exhausting, especially for us introverts. You do not always have to continue being the niche. You can begin with being the niche, and then you can move into other spaces, right? And if you really don't want to be the niche, then you probably don't want to be a personal brand. Then you can move into things like faceless content, right? Just know though that when you are the niche, you are actually a lot more fluid, right? One of the things a lot of people have been struggling with in recent years is all the focus on the trends, right? And the trends, as fast as it's trending, as quickly as that trend will die and they moved on to the next thing. And so when you are the brand, you are the niche, you built more of a connection where people are still going to follow you no matter what is trending, no matter what trend has died, because they're there for you, the value that you bring, right? It's that value exchange, whether that be educational, whether it be entertaining, whether it be inspiring, empowering, or edifying. They are there for that, okay? And I talk a lot about this in my raves framework for social media marketing, where you're reaching, attracting, you're using video, you're empowering, and you're strengthening your audience. These are all the things you're doing to strengthen that relationship and build your audience and your community. This actually isn't sweat. Okay, it looks like it, but that's actually not sweat. That was just sweat that I wiped off my nose. Okay, so you actually have a lot more fluidity, because you can transition from one of those 5 to 7 themes, really more ideally like 3 to 5 themes. You can swap one of those out. Like, remember I said Wonder Woman used to definitely be, when you think of Wonder Woman, you think of Tamira. And I still very much love Wonder Woman. I am all about Wonder Woman. But because of where I am in my healing journey, which is also one of my themes, I kind of swapped out Wonder Woman for my healing journey, right? Because it's part of my life, right? And people will understand that as you ebb and flow. Now, you will still maintain an audience, But what will happen is people will come in and out of your audience over time. But as long as you are providing a value exchange, you will always have an audience. And even if you were to lose your entire audience, once you've learned how to brand, once you've learned how to beat the algorithm, how to hack the algorithm, once you learn how to create, dive into a niche and really develop a niche, you're unstoppable. If you lose your entire community, your entire audience, and I heard Jackie Aina say this on one of her short form videos recently, if we lost it all, we just build it again brick by brick, and probably quicker this time. And that's exactly how I feel, because I've had to rebuild email lists, I've had to rebuild audiences, because something that once served me no longer serves me, and now I'm over here. And that's how I was able to pivot, is just by continuing to do the core habits of what I teach of you are the brand, you are the content, you are the algorithm. And within all of that, what drives it is you. You are the niche, okay? So speaking of niche, Pinterest is a place where people will tell you that, oh, you need to have a niche. And I will tell you, I don't. I talk a lot about a lot of things. And part of that is driven by data, because they have awesome analytics, and their analytics tell me what all my audience is involved in. And so people might look at, people will question, because they know me for marketing, they know me for affiliate marketing, they know me for coaching and course creation. And so they get over my Pinterest and they see recipes and they're puzzled, right? And it's like, because I know my audience on Pinterest, and I don't have to be one dimensional. That's literally what being the niche as a personal brand is you're not one dimensional, you are multi-dimensional. And that is where the security, longevity, and legacy is built in your brand. Believe me, go back to Martha Stewart and Martha Stewart Living. Look at Martha's Instagram. It will prove to you exactly what I'm talking about. Look at Khadeen and Devale Ellis. You will see the same thing. They are doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? And that is the beauty of you are the brand, you are the algorithm, you are the content, okay? So again, speaking of Pinterest, you definitely want to get in on this private video training that I am risking revealing my best strategies, telling you in this video training with the workbook, okay? So to get that, what you're going to do is you're going to text secret to 414-404-6040. The video training and workbook are titled The Secret to Winning at Pinterest When You Are Short on Time, okay? Because in my Pinterest mastermind, Pin Profits Mastery, we go through all of the roota to the tuta, as my folks from down south would say, of Pinterest. That's your niche, that's your keywords, that's what types of content to create. That's, optimizing it all the way through so that you show up and you're discoverable, because Pinterest is a search engine. Pinterest is social media, but it is more so a search engine. That means something. And if you want to know what that means, you want to watch this video training and download this workbook by texting 414-404-6040. The word is secret, and I will get that training over to you. Come back for the next video. We are going to be talking about how all of this plays into getting paid to live, getting paid to exist, and using your iPhone and free tools on the internet like Instagram, like TikTok, like Facebook, and also tools like AI that are free like ChatGPT, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and show you how you can use those to make some money, because it is a new era of opportunity. So if you are not following me, if you are not subscribed, you want to make sure that you follow and subscribe so that you and turn on notifications, hit those notification bells so that you know when I go live again with that information. And I got to remember to do that call to action a lot earlier in the video. I got to update my little checklist, okay? So let's think of a question. Share with me some of the themes that you think would be great for your personal brand's niche, okay? Because you are the niche. What are some of the themes that you think would definitely be, okay, when people think of this, they're going to think of me. When they see me do this, that is my niche, because that is something that I do that makes me me. Okay? So share that in the comments, and I love to hear from you, and I will be responding back. So make sure you let me know. I'll talk to you later. Bye. See you in the next video.